which again we find that it is mostly, I mean, the ones which are indigenous, the ones which are being done, which are homegrown, you know, they're not these massive publishing houses, multinationals that are doing them. They're people that you might not have heard of, or they're outfits which are fairly well endowed, but again, you haven't heard of them. Or they're, you know, complete maverick individuals who put together an idea. Now, there are many, many possibilities actually, and the idea was to bring those possibilities here and to give them each one, to tell them each to pick one challenge that they faced.
And sort of written either very serious books about social conflict and class and stuff, or else they were this very exotic sort of orientalizing type novel where the book covers had to have a tropical fruit on them, and they had to have a sari border somewhere, and the words curry and spices and things had to, you know, appear 5 times on the book cover. So we were a little bugged by this because we just felt that it wasn't very representative of what Indian people actually read. And we were interested in regional language publishing. A lot of people outside India and even English speakers within India are sort of unaware of the richness and vibrancy of regional language publishing. Yeah, so even languages like Tulu, which everybody thinks of as not having a script, you know, they have a Tulu Sahitya Academy and there are novel awards. And my favorite statistic is Telugu and Marathi each have 70 million native speakers, which is actually more native speakers than French. But if you go to Frankfurt Book Fair, you'll see so many French publishers and such a big deal about French rights, but you won't see a single Telugu or Marathi book.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. So we can work with publishers, and so say a publisher in North America doesn't want their content to be available to users in the States. We can hide that content. So yes, we can work from territory to territory with different geographies. Though it's tricky because with Indian publishers, we want content that is compelling and relevant to our users in India. So it sure would be a shame if we partner with a publisher who fears cannibalization of their print sales and says, oh hey, no, turn up India geography. Well, then that turns futile. So, but yeah, we do have that capability, but we're still navigating it all.
So the key challenge that we had was really to overcome these perceptions. And that's what I think we have done successfully in the last 1 year. You know, whenever you mention the word self-publishing, okay, you know, fine, I think it's done for vanity. Well, nothing wrong in this day and age when people are reading less and less. So even if it's done for vanity, it's fine. But that's not really the point. The point is that it's not all is strictly vanity.
So we have some sense of usage in terms of news usage by language. And essentially how it's working for us currently is Hindi is number 1, about 30% of the audience, followed by 4 languages in the south. They go up and down, and then Marathi and Bengali. These are this will make about 80% of our language-based consumption. And then we try to reach. So now we've sort of parallelized this process, and we have people looking at each language, or at least trying to find out what is available to be either sold or what should sell, and it's still very haphazard. Because there's nothing available actually. It's very hard for someone to find out what to read, and even it's very market building both for the consumer as well as for the whole publisher ecosystem. We can give reach distribution money, but we don't even know which book to pick up to digitize. So it's very some serendipitous meetings, some finding out of this book has sold well, so let's just go find out who this publisher is. It's as it ranges all. It's not at all organized for us.
Did you start off with an intended audience, a target audience in mind? And now that you did the UNESCO survey, are your books reaching out to the people you had in mind at the start? Yeah.
Did we start out with an intended audience? Primarily our work has been done in sub-Saharan Africa, so a lot of our partnerships have been forged with publishers in those countries. So our content has mainly been local to those regions. with our mobile app, we never anticipated to have the traction that we did in India. India is always one of our top countries for heavy users. So as a result of the UNESCO survey, we learned that readers are heavy in India and heavy in Nigeria, and they like to read romance. They like to read books that can directly impact their lives, the kind of how-to books. A lot of reference material, language learning material, and most definitely we use this data to drive our content acquisition. You know, it's not just about having books, it's about having the right books. So we work really hard to drive our content acquisition based on the data we receive from our data dashboard and the UNESCO report.